Good evening, everyone. It's Eric with His&Hers HHQ. So I gave a little bit of a hint as to what I was thinking for this next build. And we're looking at it starting maybe Sunday. I have to do a little more research because I want to get this thing as accurate as possible. But if you go back a few videos, well, actually several videos, you will see a video talking about an homage. And I do believe the thumbnail is of Round 2's AMT 1972 Coca-Cola Chevrolet Fleet Side pickup. If you go to that video, I talk about several vehicles or several models that my parents built. And one of which is the one I'm thinking about now. And what I'm thinking of is, well, after having a discussion with a couple of local people here, and then I think what actually really sold it for me, I was at a Walmart 30 miles or so from me and ran into a family, a husband and wife, and his parents had flown here from Australia just to travel the Mother Road, Route 66, from Chicago all the way to LA. And I think that kind of really sealed it for me. I've got a special place in my heart for Route 66. I know a whole lot of my viewers and followers over on Facebook have a special place for Route 66. So I will do a little bit more research because I want to get some accuracy on this build. I am going to go all out, or as all out as I can with it. Without further ado, I present to you Revell's 1959 Ford Galaxie. This is a classic kit, skips Fiesta drive-in series in 1/25th scale. And my mother had at least started one of these. And I remember it. I thought it was the coolest thing. You know, Mom and Dad explaining to me back in the day, they did hardtop convertibles, as it were. And it was the 59 Ford Galaxie and 59 Ford Fairlane that they were talking about. And if I remember correctly, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but again, that's why I'm going to do some research for this build of the actual car. The Galaxie was to the Fairlane what the Lincoln Continental was to the Crown Victoria. The Galaxie was, even though they were pretty well identical cars in most ways, the Galaxie had all the bells and whistles and the Fairlane didn't. I could be wrong, it could be the other way around. I admit that, but that's why I'm going to do my research. I'm going to be a little honest. I do remember my mother did start this build. I don't think she quite got to the whole hardtop part. Now, I did open it. This is a review. I did open this box. And I set the instructions aside, just like I'm doing now. And as you can see, I mean, this bag is, I'm not going to say brittle, it's like ready to fall apart. But you can see all these pieces, all the coral color is what it's molded in. Coral pieces are in this one bag, and obviously there's a whole lot of loose or broken from the tree parts, or separated from the tree parts. I'm not going to say broken because we don't know what it looks like. This is again a classic kit. It was a really big surprise for me on Christmas. One of my kids got it for me because I had pointed it out before. It has two figures, a guy and a gal. This little piece here talking about the how they eliminated the metal axles because they molded in axles. Got this beautiful chrome tree. Now, as I've already stated before, I'm not big on this, well, super shiny chrome, but I think, you know, instead of like trying to strip it and then change up the color a little bit, we are going to just dull it down and hit it with a coat or two of flat, just to give it or get rid of that toyish look. One of the other things, I don't know how well you can see this here, molded in this, where this license plate is, says 1959. We are going to have to try to get rid of that, because I am going to take some time and either find in my stash pardon me, some license plates to go with this, license plate decals, or I'm going to get a hold of my friend over at the STS Scale Model Decals and see if he can produce something specific for me. On this tree, though, we do have the those wonderful chrome hubs and wheel backs. These here are the rear skirts. I love that look. A whole lot of black wash. We can get some black wash up in here, but you see that? That is really nice. Let me see here. That I don't see, evidently the headlights, the clear pieces will have pegs and will go through the holes, according to the box art. Yes. Okay, so the headlight lenses are going to protrude a little bit there. So it's just a lot more detail work that we got to cover, and we'll get it. Brake lights here. I like that. This here is the windshield trim, so we don't have to do anything with that. Although I may consider, because if you look at this, like that flash there, I go to clean all of this mess up, it's even broken, but we can fix that. It's even got the I don't know how well you can see that, it's even got the windshield wipers there. We go to clean up all those spots that need cleaned up, and we're going to lose all that chrome. So we may strip the chrome here and give it a chrome finish, chrome-like finish. But otherwise, you have the front bumper, rear bumper, skirts. Well, what is this? Well, that's what we'll find out in the instructions as we go on in the build. We have this single white ring here on this little white tree, and all the white walls are separate. Got our clear pieces here, which obviously need a buff. I mean, you can tell it's an old kit. I don't know if we're going to use these decals. I mean, they're pretty cool. I do like, especially this diamond pattern. I don't know about that neon flamingo, but I do like that diamond pattern. So we may not, but we may try to give these a try. They look fair for their age. Actually better than the decals that were in the Sea King. We have 4 bias ply tires that obviously the white walls slip into, or maybe slip into. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of playing with you know, making sure everything fits. And as you can see, that vinyl that they use for the tires, the mold process here is just horrible. So we got a bit of cleanup to do. But yes, bias ply tires, we got 5 of them. So we have the 4 on the car itself and the spare. And as you can see, we have a whole lot of parts in here. I don't want to open this, at least not yet. I want to make sure when I do this, say for Sunday's video, I'm going to have it open, and I want to be able to sort the parts before the video. So the body is a multi-piece body, but the chassis and floor pan is actually pretty solid. The looks like the bulk of the exhaust is molded in, so it's both a simple and complicated build. Now remember, I said I already opened these, opened this box and took a look at things. As you can see right here, copyright 1988. It's a long time ago. And I can say that because I was born well before 88. But anyway, so one of the things is when I opened this box and I was looking at the instructions, because that's one of the things you always should do is when you open your box is go through your instructions. I know a lot of people just like to take open their box and start pulling sprues and sorting parts and looking at everything going, oh cool. I personally, I like to pull out the directions first and sit down and open them. I started going through the directions, and the first thing I did was went nope and put it back and said I will get to this when I feel a little more comfy with it. The directions scared the mess out of me, but I covered several times already in previous videos. You know, it's one thing to fear something, it's another to face that fear and just move on. So all right, I'll show you why. So the body itself is not a complicated thing. I've worked with multi-piece bodies before. What scared me was when I got over here to the roof. The roof is supposed to be a working hardtop assembly. And if you look at these, it's, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of these things. It looks more complicated than it probably is. It was one of those cases I looked at it and instantly my heart sank, and I'm going, oh dear God, I do not want to attempt that. But as I've stated before, and I'm going to practice what I preach, I'm going to face that fear and I'm going to tackle this roof. I'm going to make this roof work. And as you can see, the roof is actually the final assembly. getting all of that in. The deck lid and the roof is the final assembly. So I'm going to get to all of this. Now obviously, as an experienced modeler, you see this hinge point here for the deck lid. It would probably be a very good idea to have the deck lid already installed when you do paint. So that's what we're looking at. It's one of those things. I'll have to look as we go throughout this build. So here we go. This is the next build, and it's the go with all the bells and whistles and do what we can to make this look as real and as nice as possible. So, time to break out that Rascal Flats. Get your traveling mixtape ready. Jump on Route 66 with me and let's go for a drive. Revell's 1959 Ford Galaxie. Be sure you follow along with the videos, progress photos over on YouTube, where you can follow us over there at His&Hers Hobby Headquarters. Take a moment, like, subscribe, and share, and enjoy this trip down memory lane. I'm Eric with His&Hers HHQ. See you next time.